The main benefit of the vaccine is that it offers protection to the vaccinated individual. It is likely that vaccination can also reduce the risk of transmission of the virus. But at present, we still do not know the extent of the reduction. There are several ongoing studies on the effectiveness of vaccines in reducing transmission risk, and we are monitoring these very carefully. So to Ms. Herting-Ru's question, if there is clear evidence that transmission risk can be lowered significantly, then we will certainly consider some relaxation to the SHN regime for vaccinated travelers. But for now, we will continue to take a more cautious approach. In other words, vaccinated travelers will continue to be subjected to prevailing border measures and SHN requirements. We will fine-tune our approach over time once we better understand the effect of the vaccine. Even after we have had a lot of people in Singapore being vaccinated, it doesn't mean that everything is over, because no country is safe until everyone in the world is safe. And it will take some time for the whole world to get vaccinated. So yes, getting all of us in Singapore vaccinated is important. It will enable us to move further in terms of relaxation of measures for travel, for our own resumption of activities within Singapore. But if your hope is to get back to a pre-COVID sort of normal, I think we still have to be circumspect and we still have to be realistic. Right? The virus is still going to be raging in many other parts of the world. Vaccinations will take time to distribute to every country, to everyone in the world. So we have to be prepared to live with COVID for quite a while. Without a vaccination, there will be all the various measures that are in place, whether it's testing, whether it's safe distancing, whether it's tighter controls around a particular venue. These are all the prevailing measures that we are used to. They will continue, right? When vaccination comes in, we may relax some of these requirements. So it's not about saying if you didn't get vaccinated, many of us are not vaccinated today except for the healthcare workers, but we can do many activities subject to prevailing guidelines, prevailing safe distancing measures. The idea is that when you get vaccinated, perhaps some of these measures can be relaxed, and we are studying what are the potential changes and adjustments that we might allow and consider. So it is not going to be a situation where we say, no, you can't do this, but it's more likely to be a situation where vaccination will allow you some benefits in terms of activities, in terms of being exempted from certain requirements.
The allocation of vaccines will largely be based on medical indications of the different vaccines and the suitability of the vaccine for the different population groups, such as availability of the vaccines. Any COVID-19 vaccine that is approved for use will have to meet the stringent safety and efficacy requirements. Allowing individuals to have choice of vaccines will unnecessarily complicate this already complex vaccination program. Anyway, in the immediate term, only the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine has been approved for use, so there is no choice. With regard to Sinovac or any other vaccine that has not been approved, my advice is don't wait for them, because we do not know when they will be available, and we also do not know whether they will be approved at all, because until we have the full information, until we have completed the review, I cannot assure you that these vaccines will be available and in the short term or even in the long term. So let's not depend on something that is far away. Focus on what we have today, and that's a Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, and get vaccinated. All vaccine recipients should also be observed on site for 30 minutes post-vaccination, so that any severe allergic reactions such as anaphylaxis can be detected and treated promptly. MOH will also introduce a vaccine injury financial assistance program to provide support for persons who suffer a serious adverse event that is assessed to be related to COVID-19 vaccines administered in Singapore. While we expect few to need this, the program will give peace of mind to those taking the vaccination. Further details on the program will be provided in due course. While our healthcare workers are receiving their vaccinations within their healthcare institutions, we are concurrently readying clinics and vaccination centers for others to be vaccinated when it is their turn. Prior bookings will be necessary given the cold chain requirements at the vaccination sites and multi-dose vials of the vaccines. It will also ensure operational efficiency and minimize individual wait times. More information on how to make the booking will be provided later. Some may feel that there is no urgency to get vaccinated given the current low number of community cases and the local situation is well under control. We must not be complacent or wait till an outbreak and then rush to be vaccinated. We have seen a few community cases in the last few days, which shows clearly that there are hidden cases among us. We are also seeing new variants that are more contagious. Any of these cases has a risk of sparking a major outbreak, as we have seen in other countries. The best time to vaccinate is now. If people wait until an outbreak has happened to get themselves vaccinated, it will be too late, both to protect themselves and to prevent the outbreak in the first place.